This is part 3 of the 21 secret UAE job hunt strategies no one wants you to know. The links of part 1 and part 2 are put down below. I keep updating them, and when part 4 comes out, all the 4 parts will be in the description and pinned comments. The summary of this video is for those of you who are looking for well-paying jobs, or who are new to UAE, or you're just stuck in your career and you're wondering, why is it that my career is not going? I have so much of experience. The industry knows who I am. So what I did is I dissected this mystery into 4 parts. There are 21 points, and because it takes a really long time to cover all these points, I've divided it into 4 videos. So this is part 3. If you have any questions or any comments, put them down below, or you can send me a private message. And the main reason of sharing this with you is to just thank the community that has always been supporting me, and also for people who don't have the money or don't wish to pay the money. Well, I thought, fine. If you guys, want free content, this is what it is. Remember that I'm giving you a very broad base approach. So if you want to know specifically about you, then it's chargeable. Otherwise, I think these points are good enough. So having said that, let's start. Now it's point number 11. All right. Now, point number 11 is very simple. When you invest into something, you get returns, whether it's the stock market, whether it's, let's say, your computer and you're upgrading it, the graphics card or the memory, or let's say you're a car, you upgrade the engine, or you decide, okay, I'll take a newer model. In the same way, when you invest in yourself, do you improve? Now, investing in yourself need not be just, master's degree or project management, or even for that matter, let's say you get yourself a coach. All that is good. But there are other ways which you can invest. Like, for example, it just doesn't come down to only money. If it was only money, we could buy anything. Like, for example, when you play a video game, video games, for those of you who don't know, there are levels. Like the simplest one, Candy Crush. First, they make it a little easy. Then they make it a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. So every level you go, it becomes harder. And then they say, okay, do you want to improve on your skills? Okay, why don't you buy this upgrade, or why don't you, or grind it out? Spend 2-3 hours, or invite a friend. So they'll always ask you to invest your attention, your time, your effort. And, money is also another option. So in the same way, remember, just money doesn't help. What you should do, where you should put your effort is, why don't you write blogs to share your ideas and thoughts? And please do not use ChatGPT, OpenAI, DeepSeek, Kiwi, all those Grok. I don't know. There are so many of them now. Comment. Don't use Perplexity. See, be yourself. Okay. Even if I would rather prefer reading someone's imperfect write-up, okay, an imperfect write-up, but a genuine and sincere one, than an AI copy-pasted slop, as they call it. Like, you can just make out when you read something from the AI, you're like, come on, man, do I need this? So write your thoughts, share your opinions, give a stand, have a stance, but just be careful to steer away from controversial topics, because in the corporate world, depending if they are supporting the left or right, or they're conservative or they're liberal, you don't want to be in the crossfires of someone having a different opinion. And then, for no fault of your own, you lose the opportunity. So number 1 is write a blog. Or if you don't know anything about websites and you want to keep it simple, go to Medium or go to Quora. Just write a couple of answers, take questions related to your industry or the pain points, and elaborate on them. And, remember, after you've given your thoughts, always sign off with your name and how people can get in touch with you. Now, you might say, people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos do not put their phone number. Successful multimillionaires and billionaires don't put their contact details. Yeah, when you reach that level of being Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, multi-billionaire, then don't do it. Right now, you do it because you want the industry to search you. You're not a known commodity. You're not a name that is household. People don't know you. If your top 3 competitors do not know who you are, you need to put your name. You need to even put your designation and what you specialize in. And you need to put your contact details, email and phone number, or WhatsApp. Remember, take some effort, put some effort into my name. This is my name. Here is another point I'm giving. Put your name. Write down what is it that you specialize in. Okay, let's say example me. I'm Loy Machedo. Okay, what the hell is a Loy Machedo? Who's a Loy Machedo? When I started, okay, I'm a personal branding strategist. For example, I put an impressive title like that, which sounds very, ooh, what is a strategist and what is this branding and personal what? So then you need to dumb it down. You need to simplify it. Like, for example, if I were to put a line that I help people get well-paying jobs or I help people double their income being online. So then it is like, oh, okay, you do that. But then the question comes, how? So when the question comes, how, that is the next step whereby, here, contact me. This is my WhatsApp number. This is my email address. So you see the hook that I've managed to take you through. In the same way, put your name. Let's say, for example, you're Alex Jefferson, example, or Sunil Malhotra, and then put, I'm a project engineer. Okay. Now, here's the problem. Engineer, are you civil? Are you electrical? Are you, do you specialize in site management? Do you specialize in, what? So below that, put, I've been involved in civil or mechanical or, or you can put, I worked in 4 countries on projects related to so and so. If you're an electrical engineer, just put, do you do high voltage or low voltage or medium voltage, or do you undertake the whole project by yourself? Put some information, need not be very long. And then remember, speak in terms of what value you can offer them. Don't put something that you are proud of but nobody needs. For example, if I were to put that I know how to play Diablo 2 video game. And I'm very good at it. I am very good at Diablo 2. I'm very good at, let's say, in terms of tattoos. I know so many things. But I don't think you're interested in Diablo 2, and I don't think you're interested in tattoos. Unless you want to play that video game or you want to get a tattoo, you would not be interested. So make sure that you put your signature in such a way after you put the article. But remember, the main thing is, yes, at the end, if your article was good, then they will contact you. So the first step is the article. And here's another thing. Yes, we like to give the best information. Now, don't overly complicate something. Don't say, I will say something that nobody has said. None of us can reinvent the wheel. We are not physicists. We are not scientists. We are not discovering something new. What we learned from someone and what we practiced, experienced, and become experts at is we are teaching someone else. So we learned from our teachers, our mentors, our guides, our gurus, our bosses, our superiors. So you're not reinventing the wheel. But what you can do is when you share your experience, I was working here, let's say in Dubai airport. It was a $4 billion project. It was a $4 billion expansion. And I worked in, let's say, I worked in the operations for the expansion of the runway. Okay. And these were the 3 challenges I found. And how did we tackle it? So you're telling a story. Always remember, I've said this in previous videos, make a point. I worked in the $4 billion Dubai airport project. Okay. That's the point you're trying to make. And we completed the runway. Fine. But then if you just stop over there, okay, great, clap hands, no. But then when you tell a story to support that point, these were the 3 problems that we faced that, nobody could answer, or we had to ensure we found a solution, or we are going to be in deep trouble, or we are going to be fined, or the government would, reevaluate our status. So something very critical, urgent, like a movie, But tell the truth, because there'll be always someone who knows you will read it and they'll say, listen, he's bullshitting. So just be careful there. So after you have posted the problems in a way that is simple and easy to understand, don't make it overly technical. Don't make it the Q3 4x5 divided by this, equal to. Don't make it a technical lecture, because maybe sometimes the decision maker is a non-technical person. Maybe it's an HR person. Maybe it's someone who found your story great. They will recommend your name. But if they can't understand, they'll just log off, because they'll say, I can't understand this. And if I don't understand, people make fun of me. So keep it simple. And then that is where you come to the key signature area. And I'll assure you this, people will be curious about you. That is one. The other one is, I was surprised to see that Africans do this a lot. They have their own website of their own profile with their own resume. Yes, this sounds like very much a vanity project. And in some cases, there are employers who, if they see your own website, they'll feel, hey, man, this guy is full of himself. So ensure that you have a fine balance between informing people what you do, okay, versus bragging or showing off or making it look like, this is me, I'm ultimate, I'm great. Now, keep a balance between both, because if you put it as something that offers value while identifying your face, I think people will be generally interested. For example, on your resume, you have your photograph, right? You put your name, you put bombastic words. What you're trying to do is sell yourself. Over here, it's just you booking your name online. And then after that, you're just putting you with a suit. Hi, my name is so-and-so. A very simple one I'm giving. Just the bare bone. And about me, okay? Few points. Don't make it a story about your unnecessary achievements. I was the topper in my college. I was number one in a debating society. I got some award. If it is worthwhile, then put, let's say, for example, you are awarded by the UAE government and you have photographed with you and the sheikh, there you can put, and don't make it sound braggadocious. Just put it, I've been humbled to be recognized along with my team for this. Okay. That sounds much more better. But more than the awards, which should be later, you should put what is it of value to the other person. Like I told you, when I used to say I'm a personal branding strategist, wow, okay. But they were not interested. But when I told them that I can help you get a better job, so it is more of, I'm talking in terms of what is of interest to him, then he would be curious about me. So always speak in terms of their interest. And one final thing is, your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook profile, your Facebook personal page or business page, your website, your blog, all should be uniform. Same photographs throughout. Same tone. If you're being formal, be formal throughout. If you're being educative, be educative throughout. Don't confuse the person. Don't have one where you're formal, next one you're with your beachwear, third one you're in a nightclub, fourth one where you're being like hip and happy. Yes, if you show them that you have a family, your wife and kids, and it's like, okay, you're a family man. But then don't overly, this is me celebrating my baby's birthday, giving her a cake. This is a romantic trip me and my wife had. Those details are not important. Because remember, this is the corporate world that you're addressing. If you are a social media content creator, then it's different. So I hope you got this point where invest your attention, your effort, your creativity, your time into this. It's not just about money. And if you don't know how to do it, because remember, this will be all put online, please seek professional help. Do not expect to make a blunder. I put something that was deeply offensive, or people got offended by it, and then blame anyone, because then it's too late. Once it's online, it remains there forever. So I suggest take proper guidance. What you can do without anyone's maybe guidance is, write an article. But if you're trying to blend all this together as a strategy, then take professional help. Don't mess up where your reputation is concerned. Number 12, you'll be surprised with this, though I've always in every video told people, don't depend on AI. Don't ask AI to write your emails. Don't ask AI to write your articles. Don't ask AI to think for you. This piece of advice would kind of shock you. Like, what? Are you this way? Are you that way? Are you straight, or are you bi? AI is here to stay. You need AI. Without AI, you cannot survive, because it's like Google search. So use AI. It is a tool. Remember, it is not you. It is not your master. It is not God. Use AI as a tool to help you become better. Like you use your smart device. You can use it either to watch porno sites. You can use it to chat, waste time, play games, or you can use it to educate yourself, or you can use it to respond to a client's queries, or you can use it to learn something new. Okay. So it depends. So even with AI, don't use it so that it replaces your skill, because there will come a point where in a company, maybe they don't have an AI laptop or internet connection. They'll ask you to speak, deliver, suggest, be the expert that you are. And if you're like, you don't know, and you sound like a fish out of water, you'll be exposed. So use AI as a tool to enhance your skills. Like, for example, now I'm making this video. Let me tell you a couple of things where I've used AI, where I haven't used AI. The pointers that I mentioned here, which are 21, not one single one have I taken from AI. Not one single one. Why? Because all these are my experiences. All these are my client experiences. All these are real life moments, which an AI cannot experience, cannot elaborate, cannot feel, cannot express, cannot suggest. In fact, AI will not even give you the loopholes of the system. Forget going to the part of it saying something illegal. When it doesn't know what your problem is, when it doesn't know you can only write a text. I'm 37 years old. I'm a project manager. This is my CV. Anyone can be 37. How many 37-year-olds are there? How many project managers are there? How many people, who are men? How many men are there? Okay, so it cannot break down. Are you Indian passport holder? Are you Emirati passport holder? Are you an American? Because corporate racism is there in the UAE. Do you think AI will answer this question, how to tackle this? Let's say, for example, you have done something which is illegal. or which was flagged as illegal. I don't think AI is in a position to tell you, okay, listen, this is where you bullshit. This is where you play around. It'll never tell you the loopholes. AI can never do this. Now, I'm not saying that start doing illegal stuff, but the corporate world, like politics, like everything else, you can't tell 100% the truth. You can't be transparent. You can't say, I like to itch my balls, whenever nobody is looking, or I have a habit of, when the boss is not there, just play, video game, or I lied about, my job responsibility. There are a lot of things we do which is not worth telling. Or let's say I cheated on my wife. Example. Okay. These are things you can't say. So the point I'm saying, obviously, you're not going to tell this to your boss, but we can't be 100% honest. At least in the corporate world, I can be. I can tell you I went to, let's say, a brothel. I had sex with, let's say, a lady boy by mistake. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm not in the corporate world. You are. Like, just imagine, in one of my corporate jobs, I bribed the consultant contractor, the decision maker. I bribed them. And because of which I managed to get a very big sale for the company I was working for. Now, do you think I can mention this truthfully? No. So remember, AI cannot tell you everything. A human being can. So keep that part aside and use AI with its limitations. In fact, I might make another video where I will share the blunders AI has been making, which I've really got disturbed. I'll make it a separate video. I can tell you this much. I've been using all the different AIs, and oh goodness, you cannot trust it 100%. So use AI as a tool to enhance. Let's say you're checking your grammar, that's using AI. Let's say you're checking the tone of your message, fine, that's AI. Or let's say there is a 3,000 worded book and you want to get the summary for now, okay, there you can use AI. Where I have used, like I told you, these 21 points, I didn't ask AI. I did it through myself. It took some time to sit down and think. The script, I have the main point. I've not asked AI to do the script. So now the question is, okay, where have you used AI? I will use AI after I copy paste this script, I'll say, summarize this to make it SEO friendly for the YouTube description. Fine. That is where I'll use it. Where else will I use AI? I'll use AI, let's say, give me the hashtags for this. Because why do I want to break my head on hashtags? There is A/B testing of 2 thumbnails, which most of the YouTubers use. I don't use that. I could use it. Or they could say, which are the viral titles for this topic? Give me a proper title. I already have a title. And I'm so used to my style that I don't use AI. The only part where I do use AI is because now AI is in some places become very woke. So I just ask them, is this violating YouTube's guidelines? Okay. And so I make sure that I don't put anything, even a word sometimes, which you and I can just say normally can be looked upon offensively. Like when I talk about religion or when I talk of, let's say, Hindu, Muslims, Christians, there are some words which sometimes AI tells me, no, please check this word. This word may not be accepted in certain countries or among certain individuals. Like, for example, if you were to say, for example, I'm just thinking off my head, I like girls. Okay. Now, if you were to say, I like girls among your friends in India, I like girls, say cool. But if you were to go to, let's say, in the West, okay, let's say United States, I like girls. They'll look at you, this guy, he's a grown-ass man. He doesn't like women. He likes girls. He's a pedophile, So this is what I'm trying to tell you. So use AI where you need to kind of get a better or global understanding, or at least make your life a little bit easier. All right. But just don't depend on it. So that is point number 12, which will absolutely shock you. Point number 13. This I've said it so many times. In fact, I've said it. If you check my older videos that I put 10 years ago or beyond that, I used to always say, in UAE, you don't have Wasta, you can't survive. Wasta is contacts, connections, influence. Especially in the Middle East countries, if you know a citizen of the country, an Arab local, Emirat, okay, it can solve a lot of your problems. I'll give you my example so that you know. You know that I worked for this guy and I found out that later on that he does fake degrees and is putting my name, my signature, forging it literally on things that, okay, fine, you want to do your fake degrees, go ahead and do, but why are you dragging me into it? Because tomorrow if he were to get caught, his name is not there. He has put me as the so-called authorized signatory. So where I was employed, my primary employment was the branding and training of his other companies, like HR companies, training companies. I use my creativity there to network with other people. All of a sudden, it was like, okay, I'll put your name on these fake certificates that have been issued. And, then if tomorrow there was a raid or someone questioned, who's this person? it will come back to me, and then it'll be like, oh, you're at a director level. You're the one who authorized. He'll say, I don't know. I was the owner. I gave him the full in charge. You get what I'm saying? So when I broke off with that guy, I blame myself also for the actions that I took. I joined him. I was comfortable with the money. He offered me a package at that time that I couldn't resist: house, car, servants, money, freedom, visa, and just total. I could do whatever I want. Okay, with big money. So, well, I couldn't say no to it. So I take blame, full responsibility for it. But when I did go to the FBI, the CID, the Interpol, the police, everyone else, I was slapped on the face with the statement: if your Indian government doesn't care of its fake degrees, if the UAE government doesn't care, why the hell do you care? Even the UAE government told me. I went to the federal CID, the CID, that means the National Intelligence. Your Indian government doesn't care. Why do you? Then what do I do? And once someone leaked that information to him that I went legally, he put a false case on me. He put a false case that I was a fraud, drug dealer, there's that all fake stuff. Now, given that he had resources, he had money, he had contacts, he had connections, he had everything. I didn't have anything. I didn't have the money because he seized all the money, everything that I had, and he could legally put a case on me. And he knew the law. He could employ a legal firm. I couldn't even employ a bare bones lawyer. So after he asked me to leave UAE and he put the false cases, multiple false cases and multiple false claims, there's no way I could come back to UAE. And if you saw my suicide video, you know that I lost all hope. I'd given up and I only knew how to survive and live in UAE at that time. India was not my market. So what would I do? So it is only because of my mentor, who was an ex-CID. He was the head of Dubai police. He knew the Sheikh family. He knew the who's who. Well, I finally asked him to help. I had never asked him to help me for anything. And I'll tell you, just one phone call from his side. And he said, he went directly to the decision makers, because if you go through the system, say, no, this guy's flagged, he's illegal. He went to the main guy and said, I know this guy, this boy from 20, 30 years. Okay. I know that he is not going to do anything wrong. So he said, how do you know? He showed the evidence and I said, this is what it is. He explained the full story. And because of his credibility, his word, and the fact that he showed the evidence, they removed all the claims, all the bans without question. This would have been impossible if I tried through the system, apply online and wait for a response. It's like writing to Facebook or YouTube customer service. You'll never get a response. Nobody gives a damn. So in UAE, it is not what you know. I know engineering. I know this technical aspect. I know these softwares. It's not what you know. Yes, it is important to a certain level, but who you know is the person who will give you the opportunities. How do you think me, not being a technical guy, I got jobs in technical companies because I spoke directly to the CEO, directly to the decision maker. Now, I don't expect you to do the same, nor do I expect you to be able, but if you can, why not? Remember me with my tattoos, I was able to do it. I made another video how I was able to meet decision makers, but I only met them. I never applied my CV through this one vacancy, 5,000 CVs. I'll throw my CV in. I never did that. Went straight away, met the decision maker, not, hey, hi, this is my CV. No, I offered them something of value. And trust me, my hit rate was very, very high. Like I would say, if you apply for a job, the chances of you getting called for an interview is maybe 0.00, whatever percent. It's not even 1%, not even 10%. It's very rare. But for me, because I got in touch with the decision maker, my chances of success were up to 80%, 90% that he would at least give me a chance. Okay, so it's not what you know, it's who you know. 2 more points. Point number 14. Now, when you look at my face, you see a tattooed guy. When someone sees my face for the first time, it's always a question like, what the fuck did you do to your face? Or what the hell did you do to your face? Or who the hell is this? Or they'll be like, hey, what shit did you put on your face? Ha, ha, ha. And some other people, this is the look that you have when you get drunk and you tell the tattoo artist, do whatever you want, scribble on my face. I don't blame them. This is a normal reaction. You will find this very funny when I say this. But when I see someone with really bad tattoos, especially on their face, I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with this guy? So I don't blame them. But if you were to meet someone who has like amazing set of teeth, looks amazing, great hair, sharp, with the suit and tie, body fit, and he comes out of a, let's say, Rolls Royce, Bentley, you're like, ooh, this guy must be loaded. Or you see a very beautiful girl, not who's showing her tits and her ass, but someone who comes out very elegant, looks like a queen, a princess, and she comes out from a Maybach. A driver opens the door. You without even saying anything, they must be rich. We have the same impression when we see people at the red carpet. There are many actors who you do not know, many actresses you do not know, but the way they dress speaks volumes. That is why when someone comes, but don't misuse this piece of advice. Like, for example, have you seen those actresses who show one breast, but the nipple is covered with a sticker, or you can see through their dress? Now, this is taking it one step too far, and it shows desperation for attention. You'll never see a Daniel Day-Lewis. You'll never see a Spielberg. You'll never see a Meryl Streep. You'll never see, respected actors and actresses with class showing their body parts and being very slutty or sleazy. So in the corporate world, check, the very common name. We're talking of Sundar Pichai. We're talking of Satya Nadella. We're talking of Ajay Banga. We are talking of even Jeremy of that bank. What is his name? Yeah, CEO bank Jeremy. Jeremy. No, one second. Most powerful banking CEOs. Okay, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan Chase. Amazing guy. If you see him, always classy. Now, I know that you'd be saying, yeah, these are bankers, but I can assure you this much. Your image matters. So the point I'm trying to make here is, I'm not asking you to dress up in an Armani, although if you can, it's great. What I'm asking you is, look the part that you want to get, sound the part without putting on a fake accent or being who you're not. One second. And make people feel the part. Now, here's one very important red flag. Once when I was taking an interview of a guy for the position of manager, this guy came from, I think, Madras or South India. Most of the guys had a typical South Indian accent. Some of them were pretty chill. This guy came with an impeccable, black suit. Okay, really nice. He looked really nice. He had amazing shoes. Okay, he had a great designer, I think it looked like a Rolex. Okay, so that was wow, he nailed it, 100 out of 100. But then that impression slowly went all the way, from suspicion to crushed. Why? Because he, when he sat, he was like this. And if you'd ask him a question, oh, hi, how are you? He even put on an accent. And then anything I would say, oh, actually, I don't seem to mind it at all. These are variables I would consider. Even if the accent was not there, when we were joking, and you take, there's nothing natural. He didn't smoke a cigarette. It was what are you doing? So it was a bit too artificial. When I spoke to the owner, because I was conducting the interviews on behalf of the owner, he said, I like the guy. He has class, he has style, but there's so much of fakery in that. There's nothing natural. I don't think I trust the guy. So in the same way, don't overdo what you're doing. Don't, pretend what you're not only to get thrashed online. For example, if you are an executive in your company, don't portray that you are the senior director. Because yes, you can dress up in a suit and you can impress people. You can some people I know even take a rent-a-car when they go for important VIP events. They'll buy a Mercedes, or not buy, rent out Mercedes, BMW, or let's say some even are very ambitious. They might go with a Ferrari or whatever. So after they go there, yes, people are looking, wow, this guy must be well-to-do. Wow, he must be, successful. Some even have their name on the card with their, contact details, whatever. They want to sound sophisticated. But then what happens is people, yes, you can fool them in that way. But then if they were to cross-verify, where does this guy work? Or have someone have a complete check on your profile, and they find you're working for this company and you're, at a junior level. All of a sudden, then they'll ask, from where did he get his Ferrari? When they come to know, he rented it. Even the suit was a tuxedo which he rented. Then finished. Your reputation is destroyed. Don't do that. Okay? I know it might sound like you're trying to do it with the right intentions, but people look at it as a very scammer-based approach. In fact, this is one that was working in UAE before, but no longer works. People used to take their own visa, and they would have the company under their name, and they would register it, and then, they would put their name, their title, CEO, okay, managing director. Now, you'll say there's nothing wrong. He invested in the company. He has a trade license. But then, let me ask you, if you tell someone, I'm a CEO of a company, or I'm a managing director of a company, does it make any sense if one day you turn up at the guy's place unannounced and you find out there's just a table, there's just a phone, and there's nobody there. It's a virtual assistant and he's alone. Nobody in the office. He doesn't have any employees. He doesn't have any offices, he has taken a rented table, a rented virtual assistant, then you'll be like, man, anyone can just slap on a CEO title or director's title. Do you think the same guy who has his own company as a CEO, can he get into a multinational Fortune 500 or Fortune whatever? Can he get as a director? Many of them are just maybe sales executives and then they call themselves CEO. People can see through it. Don't do it. Okay. So don't, manipulate the piece of advice that I'm giving you, or don't take it out of context. You have to look the part, means look classy, look presentable, sound the part, improve on your communication skill, be likable. Okay, don't be braggadocious, be a great listener, and make them feel good. Because if people enjoy your company, they will call you more. But don't fake it like, hey, hi, how are you? And don't do that. People can see through it. Okay. And last but not the least, and yeah, just before I conclude the point, because once they find out you're a fake and the news spreads around, your career path is over. The last piece of advice that I want to give you is number 15. That is for part 3. Part 4 will be the final video. And before I say the final part, as usual, my only request to you is, if you found this video to give you value, just comment down below and say, yes, I found this video. Or just say that I watched this video to the end. And or if you are interested to watch part 4, just type, I'm interested in part 4. Because when I know that there is a demand, when I know that it offers you guys value, I get motivated to bring that video faster. And yes, please save this video series. I have the playlist. The link is also put down there. Save it so you can watch it later and it will help you. Okay. Remember, I'm doing this just for you guys. No money taken. Even the views, they don't even pay me $50. Okay, the views of this video, because it's hard. Forget 1 cent also, it doesn't pay me, because I only get 200, 300 views. But those 200, 300 views are people who are serious about their career, and I want to help. That's what it is. Remember, a paying client will watch these pointers, but then they'll book my service. And I know that not everyone does. Okay, even when I want some advice, maybe I'll just go to ChatGPT, OpenAI, just too much. So there are not many people who invest, but I hope it benefits you, like I said. And if you really have to be my client, my contact details are there. So my only request I'm asking you, just say that I watched the whole video, and or just say, please share part 4. I would, it helps me, or whatever. I would really love to see part 4. And that's all I ask of you. Okay. Last but not the least, the final point is, this is in answer to the question many people have. I have so many years experience, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years as a technical guy, as an operations guy. Why am I not getting a managerial post? Why am I not getting leadership post? Why am I not getting called in the C level? That is CEO, CFO, COO, CTO, whatever. Means at the management level, at the topmost level. This is because you have shown on your resume, technically you're very good. You have written maybe your reports or your theses or your opinions or your blogs, technically very good. You even assure them that you can technically do anything without anyone's help. Great. But being technically sound versus being leadership is 2 different things. Keep in mind, there are a lot of owners who don't know anything technically. It's like expecting Satya Nadella or Sundar Pichai or Elon Musk to know everything about software, hardware, science, how things work. Do you seriously think Elon Musk knows how a rocket, the science behind building a rocket, or the science behind, let's say, oxygen, or how to create, life-saving, environment? He doesn't know anything. Does he know how to build a car? No, I'm sure he doesn't know. Maybe he knows the basics like you and me. Do you think Satya Nadella knows every bit of coding, every bit of software, every bit of technical aspect? No. Most of the business owners, most of the top-notch CEOs or leaders, they don't know all this. Henry Ford said it best when he was made to stand. I don't know if this is urban legend or true. He was made to stand and give a testimony because some of his detractors and haters had put a case on him, legal case, that he's getting paid because he, even though he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know technical. He doesn't know accounts. He's exploiting people. So then the judge asked him, do you know technically? I'm paraphrasing him, by the way. Do you know technical? Do you know accounts? So he said, I don't know. So the judge said, then how can you get paid so much? So his answer was really beautiful. What he said was, and I read this when I was very young, if I don't know something of accounts, I employ someone of accounts. If I don't know something technically, I employ something technically. If I don't know how to repair a car, I employ someone who repairs a car. Overall, my job is not to know all these things. My job is to ensure that I manage those people who know each of these things, unite them together into a single force to bring out the maximum revenue that will help them get paid, and that will feed their families and benefit them. So I'm the leader who makes this happen, because none of them individually could do it otherwise. So in the same way, for you to reach up to that managerial level or the leadership level, you cannot have just technical. You need to show, I can bring people together. I can inspire them together. I can motivate them together. I can make people respect me, even if I don't have technical skill. I'll tell you my journey where I was given a director level position. Initially, I messed it up. I made all the mistakes I shouldn't make. I was a bully. I was trying to, show them I'm big. All backfired. And the owners realized this boy is immature. He's not ready for that, the leadership position. But thankfully, because I had a mentor who guided me, and that is where mentoring comes in. He told me, Loy, I want you to say this, go there at this time. When people are sitting, say this. Or don't say that, don't ask them this question, because you ask this question, then you'll have this asked to you. Or if you say this statement, they will say this. Don't get cornered, don't fumble, don't appear like a fool. Say this in a nice way. Say this, putting your foot down. Don't need to explain this. So he taught me all the nuances of being a leader. And sometimes being too humble is not good. Sometimes being too proud or too arrogant is not good. There should be a fine balance. Sometimes, in fact, one of the videos where I shared previously, my CEO and I, he's the owner of the company. And I'll keep this story short and then we'll conclude. He has this factory. So we are having the inspection. Inspection means where we take one round and we just check what is happening, what is not happening. And I didn't know a jam thing because I didn't know anything technically. So you check the progress of the project simply by looking at how many things. He had such a sharp eye, even at the age of like 55, 60. You look at something, in percentage, 100%, how much is complete, how many hours were spent, all like a computer mind. You just look at something and know this guy is working 40% of his actual effort or 60%, or he's just wasting time. Okay. So we were walking and he's a guy who can look at a fabricator, a welder, an electrician and know if he's wasting time or not. I couldn't. Like he would look at a welder and know that was he doing the work before? Did he waste time by just looking at his output without asking a single question? So this particular day when we were walking, taking the rounds, this guy's name is Khan, who was doing the welding. And he just passed by there and he saw him. He just said, Khan, how are things? Fine. Okay. And he said, yes, sir, things are fine. And he said, how long will it take to complete this? So he said, sir, the lot of work, sir, the usual bullshit. I can't do it very fast. It'll take around, 1 day. It'll take 2 days at least, So he said, the other guy, he was also from Pakistan, like him. Same, I think his name was Muhammad, Mujid or something like that. He said, if I ask him, I think he can complete in maybe 1 day. If you want, I will give it to him. Then immediately, no, sir, I'll complete it within 1 day. Okay. He said, you're the best. Thank you, Khan. And he started walking. I was following him. Then after that, he went and sat down in his office after maybe half an hour. He sat down in the office and then we were sipping coffee. And then I asked him that, oh, that was very nice what you told him, Khan, that, he took 2 days. It would take 2 days. You told him to do it in 1 day. He said, no, Loy. He's saying the problem with you, why you can't take my role is because you don't know whether he's telling truth or lies. He's saying if I wanted, I could corner him and I could take the welding by myself, do it and show him that what he's saying is wrong. So I told him, then why didn't you? He said, because if I do that, then I made him look stupid and then he will forever hate working. In fact, maybe he'll purposely make mistake. Maybe he'll, feel embarrassed. So I said, okay, fine. Then why don't you put a camera there and you can see if he's working. He's saying, once you put a camera and if he's pissed off and he doesn't do the work and he says, I don't care. Let the boss terminate me. I give a fuck. He's saying, fine. He's challenging me. I have to take action because I put the camera. So I terminate him. But then where will I get a guy with the same skills, same experience, who knows my procedures, who knows my company, who knows my protocol? He's saying he has been an employee 12 years. I cannot get someone who will know 12 years of work within a few months. It will at least take me 2 years at least, if not 2 years, 6 months for him to get to do the job properly as per my standards and another 6 more months to get ready for the job. So I'm wasting 12 months salary. So better than that, don't put the camera. And then I said, okay, that's how you knew that he could do it in 1 day. He said, no, it can be done within 2 hours. If he really wants to put heart and soul, 2 hours. I said, then why did you say okay for 1 day? He's saying, better that he's improved from 2 days and I give him the leeway. And plus I give him the buffer. If he finishes early, wow, very good. So I put the ball in his court to shine. And this leadership lesson I only learned because, the owner, if it was given to me with no experience, I would say, okay, kick him out. He doesn't know, okay, you better do it or I'll terminate you, I'll kick you on the spot. That doesn't work. And even being, putting a hand around them, like Henry Ford saw two workers talking, and when he came there, they still didn't give a damn. This is what I read. I don't know, it's an urban legend. So these guys were smoking. They were taking their smoking break, which is not actually allowed unless it's your break. So Henry Ford was passing by. He saw these two guys smoking, and they were kind of defying his presence. Like, I don't give a fuck. Terminate all of us. All these boys are smoking. So he realized that they are challenging his authority. Now, he could terminate them, but then lose workers and lose time, productive hours. Instead, what he did, actual story, he got, the pack of, he managed to have 2-3 cigars in his pocket. He went, hey boys, how things? So they said, fine, yeah, boss. And they were still like defined. He handed them, he said, what I want you to do is, he showed his premium cigars. He said, these are premium cigars, Cuban cigars, which I love. And they cost quite a lot. I love them. And I would love for you to have them, but make sure you smoke them only after office, like work hours. And I would be glad to know that I could give you that experience. Those guys, their face brightened up because, these are premium cigars that would cost them maybe 6 months of their salary. He's giving it to them. So they were like overjoyed. So obviously they ended their smoke, and he said, make sure that you don't smoke during office hours. And they were like, yes, boss. So he made them look good, feel good, and he gave them what they wanted. So, that is where leadership experience comes into play. And that is the point I want to leave you with is if you want to grow, you need to have leadership experience. And that comes only if you have, people under you and experience. Start with 1, you mentor them, then 2, 3, then you mentor them, then 4, 5. Then believe me, every increase, there's a different strategy. Having 2 people in your team is different to manage than having 10 people in your team, then having 3 or 4 departments of 10 people each, or 3 or 4 departments of 2 people each. It is so different. I'll have to make a separate video just to explain that. So, and I know the question you're asking me is, how can I get people under me? How can I get leadership experience? My management doesn't give me anyone under me. Ask. If you ask and say, sir, I would like an increase in my responsibility. I want to show my leadership position. I want to show my leadership skills. I want to hone them. Sir, please give me more, not just more work, sir, but give me something to manage where I can prove myself to you. And if you don't bring in the part of the salary, you'll be more than happy. Oh, you want some of my headache? Okay, you manage these 2 guys. Okay, you inspect the site supervision or something. Ask them some extra work. Believe it or not, they will give you the opportunity because there's no owner in this world or manager who would feel bad that you want some of his headache and his responsibility to make his life better by proving yourself. They will actually consider you their pet. So I hope these points added value. Nearly 15 minutes. I really hope it added value. And like I said, the only thing I ask of you is let me know if you watched the whole video, and if you want part 4, which is the final one, where the maybe climax is shared. If you want to watch it, comment down below. Having said that, wish you all the best. Save this video, watch it later. I hope this video helped. You take care, guys.